I think it's been 2 weeks since we found out that we weren't closing on the property. It was supposed to close, I guess it would have been 4 or 5 days ago. Just go with it. Whatever direction life's going to take you, it's easier to go with it than it is to fight it and be angry. And that's what we went through at first. I was devastated. I was embarrassed. I was angry. I was frustrated.
We had plans to stay for the holidays at my son's, but it's really not. Friends. It's just too difficult. We can go home, be a little warmer, be a little drier,
sunnier,
and have connections and then regroup. Yeah. That is part of life, right? Yeah. That's part of life. You gotta go with the ebb and flows of that also. But it still can be moment by moment. We're living moment by moment, and it's working out.
Hi, friends. This is James and Kara, and we are Kerouacs Cruising.
We are taking you on a journey, traveling the country with our dogs and finding remote places where the dog
and us
can roam free and play while we discuss life's growths, beauty, and some struggles along the way.
We recommend pairing our episodes with our blog at kerouacscruising.com, where we organize accurate information in an easy-to-follow format, removing all of the conversational goodies.
The link for this episode's blog post is in the show notes.
We encourage you to join the conversation by commenting where you listen, engaging with us on Facebook or Instagram at Kerouacs Cruising, or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
In the meantime, thanks for tuning in. Sit back and enjoy the journey.
Good morning, friends.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Me and Kara are in Idaho still, and
but a lot has changed.
We've had a whirlwind of events. So
yeah, it's been a crazy couple of months. We just been like living in the moment, not recording while we've been up here. So I think the last we left you was probably at the. When was your hunting trip?
September.
Okay, so it was the beginning of September was the last time we talked to you guys. And so we had visited Yosemite. We're in the beginning of November now.
Yep. Yeah. So I guess it has been almost 2 months, but I think it was the end of September.
Oh, okay. I thought this hunting trip was in the middle.
It was like the 7th.
Yeah, it was the beginning of September. So
anyways, I've been doing just a lot of hunting, a lot of baby time, and a lot of just reflection, I guess.
Yeah, I will agree with that. I do think. So tell them about, the big reason we came up here for Idaho for this timing was for the hunting, as you mentioned. So you guys had a big elk hunting trip. We couldn't find a camping spot, I think is where we left you guys.
And we were finding places like 3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
That you could stay.
And there was a lot of wildfires in the area.
A lot of wildfires. So they had roads closed. One of the spots we were hunting, the place was closed. It had signs up. But we still did the hunt, and no elk but a bear. My son shot a bear with a bow, and that was great watching it get carved up. I mean, it was awesome.
So he had, if I remember the story right, he was on elk. He was getting ready to shoot at elk, and then this bear came out of nowhere, jumped in front of him. So he shot the bear instead, and then the bear turned around and darted. And so he lost track of it. It was like dusk. It was like the last opportunity for him to shoot. So he didn't chase the bear down because he was by himself in the woods. He was hunting on his own that night. And so James and another friend of his and Norman, our dog, went out to go find the bear. And I think
Norman found the bear within 15 minutes of Ryan saying, "This is where I shot it." Found the arrow, so the arrow went straight through the bear, and got the arrow. The dog sniffed the arrow, and then the dog just ran and started barking. Yeah. And we went over there, and sure enough, the bear was right there. A little stiff, but not too bad at all.
Yeah, so...
And then they carved it up on scene, and then we packed out the meat.
Yeah, it was a cold night, so, the bear was fine and good. Yeah. I haven't had any of it yet, so whether it tasted good is still a big question mark for me. 2 months later, I'm still unsure. And then from the elk hunting season, there's a little break there, and then dipped right into duck hunting season. So
duck hunting.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. Spending a lot of time with the grandbaby. Pretty much every free moment we have, we're over there. Which has been a lot of fun. But we've been doing a lot of courses and classes. We've been taking what is it? Mindfulness-based stress reduction class. It's put on by Dr. Beth Claxton. We've interviewed her in the past. She was a co-author with us in the Together We Rise book. But that has just been really, it's kind of a meditation class is really what it is. It's
slowing down and really thinking about, processing your life, basically.
Teaching yourself how to do it, how to be more mindful and more present in every moment, which I've really appreciated, because I have found when I'm spending time with the grandbaby, for example, or with the family in general, with the dogs, with James, whatever it is, instead of thinking about all the things that I think, quote unquote, that I should be doing, that I should be working, that would be more productive with my time, I'm actually in the moment. I'm actually able to be fully present with the people that I'm with. And I feel like a lot of us miss out on a lot of really great moments being focused on how we think we should be being, should be doing. And I don't think that anybody gets to their deathbed and says, I wish I did more. As far as more productivity, I think more people say they wish they lived more. And so I feel like it's been really helping me realize that even though I know I'm better than I was 2 years ago, I'm still have more room to improve and more room to grow. So it's been a really beautiful experience. It's if you ever get the opportunity to take a class like this, I definitely recommend it. It's a time commitment. It's time consuming, but it is the best time I've spent on anything that I've ever learned, and that's my wrap up of it. And we're still in it. We're still doing it. We still have, I think we have 3 classes left.
So Beth Claxton is super, super good,
Yeah.
and I've enjoyed the class. It's just been great.
Yeah.
If nothing else, if you get nothing out of that class, you get to sit by yourself, you get to process thoughts, and then you get to hear other people.
Yes, and I think that's really because we're all used to doing and going and be and having a million things to be, and knowing that other people are sharing the same struggles that you are makes you not feel so alienated or like you're failing at what you're attempting to do. So it's great. It's been a really great experience for sure. So that's been fun. What else have we had going on?
The worst thing that's happened to us is our house was under contract,
which was exciting. We were dreaming so
supposed to
big.
close.
We had so many big goals coming up for the podcast and traveling and all kinds. I mean, it fell through. It fell through at the last minute. It was really pushed back first, and then it fell through. And it's
the people extended for 2 more weeks and then still didn't buy it. It was the strangest things, but we don't know what happened.
We don't know the reason.
We just know it happened, and we just have to rethink our plans and really just move on with life.
Really throwing us for a whirlwind. We don't know whether we'll stay up. And we had more trips planned for the next 2 months, around Thanksgiving and leading into Christmas, before we headed back south for the winter. But we think we're going to have to head south sooner rather than later. And, so it's canceled plans and a big question mark for our future traveling plans. No matter what, we're going to keep figuring out how to do this, but we just don't know what that's going to look like at this moment.
And it's we're traveling in a camper, and it's more cost efficient to go south.
Yes.
So, we haven't defined that or, set a hard date or whatever, but, we just don't know it's going to happen. We thought we were going to have all this money, and we were going to go to this place and that place.
Yeah, it was going to help get us through until the podcast really took off, or something worked its way out for us to continue to fund our dream, essentially. So it's kind of heartbreaking to have to put your dream on hold for a little while longer and re-sort out what you thought you had figured out. And that's not to say, somebody could put in another offer. The house is back on the market. Somebody could put in another offer tomorrow, and then we're wheels rolling and figuring out how we're going to get through to the next closure. But if that person cancels also for, who knows, whatever reasons, the market is in the country, as far as, financial worry is such a big topic of conversation right now, and I think a lot of people are very concerned about their next steps in their future. So I don't know that there's a ton of people going to be buying, land in northern Arizona right now, unless they're like the kind of people trying to escape the cities.
And you know what? If we can figure out other ways to produce income,
we keep the property.
Then yeah, we keep our property in Arizona because
we love it.
It's beautiful there.
It's just it felt like closing one dream and opening another was the next step, and maybe we were wrong in that. Maybe we misread that. Maybe we're supposed to keep both dreams. I don't know. So
we had big plans. We were supposed to buy property up here, and just craziness. So, but it's safer at home, I think, in Arizona.
Yeah, we've already got utilities there. Water's inexpensive. There's sunshine every day, so we have free electricity. This has been, let me tell you, I don't think we've seen the sunshine for more than maybe an hour.
Since we've been here in 2 months.
At least a month for sure, but definitely could be closer to the 2-month mark. It's been a hot minute. It's been rainy. We've been having issues with condensation in the camper, creating mold issues, and it's just stuff I've never had to deal with before living in Arizona my whole life. It's like our moisture season is so short. It's
the moisture ain't hanging around.
It doesn't hang out. It's like it dries out the next day before the next storm comes in. So it's just so strange. And here it's like 70% humidity plus all the time, except for July and August. July and August is their dry season. That's their wildfire season.
And right now it's 98% humidity.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
but today
we've had rain almost every
gorgeous.
day.
There's actually snow in the mountains over here.
The beautiful fall trees. It's gorgeous up here. I definitely will be sad to leave. Definitely disappointed to leave the grandbaby because we kind of were sorting it out, and we don't know that we're going to be able to come back until July. We do have the car accident that kind of was the catalyst for us going ahead and deciding to do this podcast, that we have mediation scheduled now in January. So that could definitely be a potential avenue of money to, just essentially will just be delayed several months, I guess. It's 4 months by the time we'd probably see any money.
We have no idea.
So it's, with as soon as we probably are going to be back here is late June or early July, and
not if I have anything to say with it.
Yeah, well, with that settlement, we'll hopefully be able to take a trip in the winter, but it's kind of hard to know that because he's a part of our daily life at this point, and so we want to travel. I've been itching to move. I've been itching to see more places. As much as I love being here, it's it's still in my core desires to want to travel, but I still also want to see that baby as much as possible. So he's so cute, and it's like he's growing so fast at this age. Just insane. It's just insane.
You miss stuff every day, really.
Yeah, all of a sudden today he's holding his own bottle. Like, it's like, when did you start doing that? It's
cool
crazy.
stuff, scary stuff, fun stuff.
Yeah, a lot of question marks, but we'll keep you guys updated on what we decide to do, obviously, as we're doing it. But yeah, it's been crazy. So that's our quick update. I mean, it seems like we will be sliding in from arriving into Idaho, looking for campsites, and then boom, 2 months later, you guys are getting this huge update with a lot of big news. But we've been kind of chilling. We've just been enjoying the family time and soaking in the moment. So it's been really nice to be able to do that. And I guess while we're rolling, it's a lot easier for us to create a lot of content. So you guys will have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. And
it's easier to record when you're traveling.
Yeah, so we'll let you guys know what we got going on and how we decide to proceed and all that jazz.
See you on the flip side.
Yeah, you guys, thanks for watching. Love you.
Bye.
Friends, so we got a lot going on. I'm sure before you see this, you'll get the download on everything that's going on. But we are getting ready to move the camper, and I like to clean every time we move. It's a great opportunity to take advantage of everything having to be secured away and everything. Clean the camper real quick. And kind of in looking around, I found something, and I am not excited to have to put everything we've got going on pause right now. Let me show you what I got going on. Okay, so this is our, it's like a pantry storage cabinet in our camper. And we've been having issues with condensation on the windows. I'm just not used to living in a moist climate. And underneath this cabinet, I don't know if you can see it. Let's try to get better lighting in there. I think I'm actually blocking the lighting. I just found all of that. I don't even know how to attack it. I don't even know what to do about it. I kind of just want to rip all of this carpet out. I want to cry. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I'm very frustrated. Lately, it has definitely felt like we've been hitting more walls than we have paths. It just feels like every time we take a step and we feel like things are going to get better, it just gets harder. And it's been really trying to be positive and want to push forward and not just want to give up. It's, you know, we've been trying to, you know, make the podcast work, of course. You know, that's our passion. It's what we really want to do. We've been trying to DoorDash to make cash, just to survive, to be able to try to keep doing this. And everybody else is struggling at the same time. So there's so many other dashers. It's like we make $30 a night, and it's frustrating because, you know, we're spending time and energy where I feel like I could be spending that on trying to build the podcast instead. But it's like the efforts I've been taking aren't going anywhere with it. And I don't know. It's tough. I don't want to stop it. I'm not gonna stop it. We're gonna keep pushing through and keep doing it. It's just, this is what I know. What I know is that this is the messy middle. This is, you know, everybody sees the aftermath of the people that make it, and they're like, oh, it was so easy for you. You know, I know so many people are like, oh, well, of course you can sell everything and travel. You don't have any kids, and, you know, you lived off grid, so, you know, it's easy for you to do XYZ. You know, I know so many people excuse why we're able to do the things that they may want to do, but the truth is that all of us have our challenges, and it's whether or not you decide to push through and continue anyways. And I know that that's the spot that we're at right now, that this is the breaking point. You know, you either give or give way. Like, it's time to push through, and got some exciting ideas coming up that I'm hoping will work out. I'm trying to keep the faith there that we have the right voice and that we can make this dream happen. So cross your fingers for us. I'm optimistic, but I'm scared. I'm frustrated. I'm sick of beating my head against a wall and not getting the outcomes that I desire. But I know that the more I stay grounded, the more I stay centered, the more I just keep pushing through to what feels like it's the most important thing to me, the more I stay true to myself, which is honestly the biggest thing I'm learning how to do right now. I've never been someone who lives for me. I've been raised and appreciated my entire life for being what everybody else expects of me. So I'm learning who I am and what I want, and this podcast really, before I knew it, was my first step into stepping into who I really am and what is my authentic self. And as hard as it all is right now, and as much as I have no idea what our future looks like, I can't even figure out how we're gonna survive after next week, honestly. It's gonna work out. It always does. I know that. So I just have to keep trusting myself, keep trusting us, keep trusting the process, and know that we're going to get there. Thanks, you guys. Good morning, friends.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. We're
in Utah.
We're in Utah. We are heading
Surprise.
back to Arizona. Obviously, our house did not sell, so the contract fell out after like 60 days. But so we got to go home, regroup, and figure it out. But we know home is easy, and everything that we've been learning and reading and doing mindfulness stuff. You got to kind of have life unfold for itself. And you got to take them risks. We're at a point that we know what we want to do, but not sure what it looks like to get us there. So, we got to find ways to make money while we're traveling. And that's the bottom line. We want to live our dream, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep recording. We're going to keep doing this journey. We're going to keep trying to work on ourselves.
Keep bringing you guys with us, because
keep bringing you with us.
Some of the insights we gain will help you in your journey, whatever that is.
One of the things it says, you got to live like on your edges, kind of.
Yeah, push your edges.
You got to push yourself. So I feel like we can't go home and just work at the Grand Canyon like we were doing, or do anything that I
don't want to fall back into the routine. I don't want to get stuck.
It's one of these things we just learned in our mindfulness class. I don't want to fall into the same hole on the sidewalk I fell into last time. I want to move away from that sidewalk and walk around it. And so we're going to find
a different road completely.
We're
that's
looking
how the poem he's referring to ended.
Or find a whole different road. And so that's where we're kind of at, is that we don't want to fall backwards into the same hole. We want to come out and move forward past it and really live for ourselves and kind of live on the edge of life and life unfold instead of trying to control life.
Yeah, and I think that that's the most difficult part of what we're going through right now, is because, we had a plan. We had it very laid out on how things were going to work for us. This property was going to sell. We were going to stash away so much money.
We had some investments, buy a piece of property.
Plans. We had a general idea of what we were going to do and save it, keep a chunk of change, spendable for our traveling for the next year. We had plans lined up. Moving forward, and then our settlement from our car accident that kind of launched us into doing all of this was hopefully is going to be resolved in January. And so that, in combination with the money from selling the property and continuing to push forward with the podcast anyways, no matter what, was going to eventually start producing income for us. And so before we ran out of those two big influxes of money, and obviously that's not coming to. And again, I think I said it earlier in this episode, the property can still sell. However, if it doesn't have to sell,
if we find a different way, we're going to keep it.
Again, I think I got emotional about it a few episodes ago. It's our blood, sweat, and tears. It's 10 years of our life. It represents a huge transition for us in a lot of ways, of letting go of everything we were taught that we needed to be and what society tells us we need to be. And it was our refuge to be who we are in that moment when we were home and on our property, and we were building things as we decided we wanted it and as the way we decided we needed it for us. And so it's hard to let go of that. And the idea of the person who was going to buy it, he was going to tear the house down and he was going to turn it into a campground, and which is great. I want to empower people to do what they want to do, to support themselves. But it was heartbreaking for us to know that all those blood, sweat, and tears were just essentially going to go in the garbage. So it is kind of a relief in some ways that it didn't sell, even though it puts us in this spot right now that we're living in a big unknown. We don't know what our future is going to look like. And we are heading back to Arizona to recalibrate and recenter and just kind of get ourselves together financially so that we can keep moving forward, and we're open to whatever moves forward.
And our goal is to still push forward. Absolutely. In February heading
East
to
Coast.
the East Coast.
Yeah.
See Kara's family, my family, some friends.
Yeah, friends along
So
the way.
we are friends along the way. That's going to happen regardless of the house property selling
so
or
friends
anything.
and family who are listening, who are wondering if we're still coming, that's the plan. We're doing everything we can to come your way. We're going to figure out how to make it work. I don't know what that means. We've got some ideas in the background that I have been chewing on for a while that I didn't feel like that we could do it, that it was attainable for us, and coming to kind of, I mean, I would say this is kind of a rock bottom. You know, we were pushing along, everything's been great, we had a big future ahead of us, and then, you know, things just kind of smacked us in the face and was like, nope, you're stopping now, right here, you're stopping, you know, don't move forward. And so in that, I guess, desperation almost, it's pushing me to make some
think
big
outside
leaps.
the box.
Yeah.
We got to get outside the box.
So hopefully
we're
that'll
gonna
be a big announcement coming up.
We're gonna, create money a different way than we have in the past.
Mm-hmm. And I think ultimately, you know, it's not so much about the money, and that's one of the things I am trying to let go of, because that's been a major focus of me, is money, money, money. How are we going to get money? How are we going to afford to do this? How are we going to afford to make this happen? You know, all of those things. But it's not so much about money. It's embracing what the money is going to bring us, because it's not, the money is just a tool to get there. And it's something me and James keep saying to ourselves a lot, especially, you know, when one of us are being pessimistic and the other one's being optimistic. We remind each other the how is not for now. So we just got to have faith that this journey is for us. It feeds us. It fills us. We need it. We love it. And so we just need to allow the steps that need to happen in the way that they need to be. And
we're traveling. It was hard to leave Idaho.
Oh, so hard.
But because I want to be around the grandbaby. But when I think about it, the grandbaby's still going to be there a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and there's going to be another one, maybe another one. So it's like I need to travel and do the stuff I want now, so I can make space for them when it's time for them to adventure with us and to spend time with them. You know, 1 year old.
We got stuck. We literally haven't done anything for the last 2 months. I mean, other than family-related things. I mean, I've been working on the podcast. I take my time to work. We've been working on ourselves with the different classes and courses that we've been taking, but we haven't been traveling. We literally just stayed in Idaho for 2 months. We would move our campsite every 2 weeks to empty our tanks and to stay within our 14-day limits in the various places, but we weren't traveling. And a lot of that does have to do with financial restrictions. We were anticipating this property closing and needed the money, frankly. And so we weren't doing anything. We weren't doing much. And I appreciate
spending time with the baby.
Yeah, all the time. And I appreciate that this is pushing us and hopefully making us recalibrate once again what's important to us. Yes, the baby's important to us, but that it's duality, right? The baby is important to us, but so is traveling. So we have to figure out how to fit both. And the baby's not the only family member that's important to us. My sister's had 2 kids in the last 3 years, and I haven't met either of them. We just haven't been able to get back to the East Coast since the pandemic, really. And so I need to get there. He's got a very close friend he grew up with, just got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She's very optimistic. Things are looking very great. We're very hopeful that everything's going to be okay, but what if it's not? And we're just going to sit in one place when we have the ability to travel. So it is really making us reevaluate and reconsider how we're going to push forward, moving forward, which is a beautiful gift. It is a beautiful gift, as hard as it is to accept the gift. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Well, I just know that we're going to figure it out one way or the other.
We always
home is easy. I love home. I love the sunrises there. I love the sunsets. Yeah. And Arizona's always, it's been good to me for the last 10 years, really 15 years probably. So, we're just going to go figure it out. Yeah.
And from home, it's easy to get to warmer temperatures. And
well, we've been there.
We've been cold and damp for a while, which is hilarious because we're in Utah, and if you can see behind me, it's dark. And we're going to get home. I think it's going to be sunny the first 2 days, and then it's going to be rainy and cold for the
Got rain
week.
and cold for 6 days.
So I was looking forward to warming up and having some sunshine. But it's in Arizona, you know, we're in the high countries where our home is, but we can run to Sedona, we can run to Bullhead City, we can run down the mountain, you know, and get some sunshine and get some warmth whenever we want it. We can run over to Page, you know, all of that. So all of that's very accessible to us, in addition to our network and being able to live very inexpensively and curate money to survive from day to day. And I think that's one of the biggest things we're doing right now. And again, we keep reminding each other of is just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. You know, we see the weather coming in and we're like, well, that's going to be expensive on propane and this and that. What are we going to do? And it's like, we'll make that decision once we're there. Let's get there first and then just take it one step and one day at a time. We might just end up in Bullhead City because it's a lot more affordable to be in Bullhead City than on the mountain. You know, so we'll see as we progress through what we end up doing. So this will be a fun adventure, us just trying to sort it out and
we'll figure out how to make money on the way.
Yeah.
I think it's doable. I think that we'll figure it out, and you know, and life will continue to move on.
It always does.
And that's the biggest thing. Life will unfold, and sometimes controlling it doesn't unfold the way it's supposed to unfold.
Yeah. It's supposed to, quote unquote. You know, who's supposed to?
You know, you just let it unfold, and you know, don't try to control it and let it happen on its own. And I believe that life will happen the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's really scary stepping into the unknown or being in the unknown. We're always trying to plan and plot. I mean, even when you're about to have a conversation with somebody, you know, you've tried to figure out what they're going to say and what your response is going to be. It's scary.
Live for the moment. Right now, we are in a glorious spot.
It's beautiful.
In Paiute State Park. It's just a great spot for the dogs to run around. There is nobody here.
We were here at the end of July. We did a walk around the lake with the dogs. It was when Jules was still with us.
Oh, yeah. Jules was here with us last time.
Yeah. And it was a beautiful spot. There was a lot more campers.
A lot more people.
A lot more than zero. I mean, we are the only people here. So that's wonderful. The dogs get to run
And it's
free.
a huge spot. It's wide open, and it's on the 89.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty popular road, especially in the summer, because you got Zion right here.
I was just going to say, it's in
You
between
got
the
Bryce
north
Canyon,
rim of the Grand Canyon and Zion.
North rim.
Yeah.
They call it the stairway to...
the Grand Staircase.
The Grand Staircase right through here.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty cool spot.
Yeah.
So if you're ever in this area, Paiute State Park,
really
it's
beautiful.
Pretty cool.
It's
pretty,
really nice.
Pretty cool spot.
There was the big fire up on the mountain. Just
When
to
we were here
refresh your
last
memory
time.
if you've been watching, and we had the big giant planes coming through, and they were scooping up water from the reservoir behind us.
They didn't even land, really. They just float on the water, scoop it up, and then fly back.
It was really cool, really cool.
So pretty nice.
So this is a nice spot. It is a cloudy day today, but it's in the 60s or 60 degrees. So
60. It's cool, but it's manageable to be outside.
It's not 40.
I'm gonna have a fire tonight, and then
he's already got a fire rolling. So.
We're gonna go to bed early, get up early, and then we'll be in Arizona tomorrow.
Yeah.
So not home, but in Arizona, and then we'll see what life brings us.
Yeah, we're definitely we're very up in the air.
We don't know what we're doing.
But we're gonna keep you guys. It'll make the next episodes interesting, that's for sure. Us trying to figure it out and bringing you guys with us as we do it. And really what I hope you guys gain for this, and the reason why we do this the way that we do, where we talk about the not so beautiful part of what we've got going on, is because it's so easy to say, I'm going to wait until whenever to do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that is calling to you from the inside, whatever it is that you're like, oh, that's just silly, or I don't have the time to do it, or I can't spend the resources on it. It's so easy to make excuses and wait for the perfect time. And I just don't believe that the perfect time is ever going to arrive. The perfect time is the moment you start and you start making it work. And it can just be baby steps by just taking an hour a week to do something that you enjoy doing. We just had an interview with Nick Shelton, and he talked about reinventing yourself after retirement was his focus, but just anytime his message applies. And he talked about how you may not know what you want to do. You may not know what you like. So because your whole life is revolving around work and your family and all of the things that you have going on. So just take 1 hour a week to do something that you used to like to do or that you think you might be interested in, and figure out if you love it. And then it's going to build from there. It's going to snowball. Maybe in 3 weeks you decide you don't like that thing anymore. So you just start doing something different and just keep going and keep going. And then you're going to all of a sudden find yourself wrapped up in a world of all of your passions and all of the things that you love to do the most.
Think about it when you were a kid. You couldn't wait to try kickball or baseball or anything. Think about all the things in the world, hobbies you can do today in the world, and say, man, I want to go do one of those hobbies. And just try it out, even if you only do it once. It's about living that experience and doing something that's a little bit out of what you're normally doing.
Break the routine.
To keep it moving, keep you learning, keep your mind sharp.
And just because it may not work out or you're not good at it at first doesn't mean it's not meant for you. And so that's what I hope.
It's about experiencing it, and then you can decide from there if you ever want to do it again. But don't let something that you see say, wow, I'd love to try that, and then you're like, well, that's out of my wheelhouse. I can't really do that. That's the stuff you want to go do, and that's the kind of stuff that makes you grow as a person.
And I hope that through
and keep growing is important.
Us sharing the struggles that we go through and doing something that we've clearly very much loved to do. It's definitely our passion is travel. Sharing with you that it doesn't always go easy. I feel like there's so many influencers out there or content creators out there who just make it look like their life is so perfect, and I think that discourages a lot of people from stepping up and trying. And so I hope that we can inspire you to try whatever it is, and even if it's just for a couple of weeks, just try it and figure out, one step at a time, how to get the ball rolling in the direction that you see in your mind. And that ball is going to change direction multiple times, but just go with it. And that's, I think, the biggest lesson out of these. I think it's been 2 weeks since we found out that we weren't closing on the property. It was supposed to close, I guess it would have been 4 or 5 days ago. It's just go with it. Whatever direction life's going to take you, it's easier to go with it than it is to fight it and be angry. And that's what we went through at first. I was devastated. I was embarrassed. I was angry. I was frustrated.
We had plans to stay for the holidays at my son's, but it's
Plans
really
with
not.
Friends.
It's just too difficult with the camper to stay really in their rainy season because it was just like a mud pit every day. And we're not collecting any solar. So to stay there for another month to go through Christmas and Thanksgiving just didn't make any sense. When we can go home, be a little warmer, be a little drier,
sunnier,
and have connections and then regroup. It's hard to regroup when you're with family, and especially a 1-year-old that you just want to amuse and have fun with.
I love him, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it is a fact. He's a distraction. We want to spend all of our time with him and our world revolving around him, and then our world no longer revolves around us and what we want and our passions out of life. I mean, before we got up to Idaho, James had a fire in him going through his whole cancer journey about how much he wanted, and of course, spending time with the baby was high up on that list as well, probably the top, but traveling, visiting all these national parks, doing all of these things, and we just stayed put for 2 months, and it was beautiful. I wouldn't trade it for the world, but I do think it's important for us to reevaluate how we had to stay put, though. Yeah, we did.
We're budgeting our money, and
we would have ran out of money sooner, that's for sure.
That's we're budgeting our money, and that's the final thing, and that is part of life, right? That's part of life. You gotta go with the ebb and flows of that also, but it still can be moment by moment. We're living moment by moment, and it's working out, and we're in a beautiful spot right now, and that's pretty much all I have. I hope you join us again for next week's episode.
Thanks, you guys, for watching.
Bye.